Life as a copywriter. Becoming a copywriter allows you to have a lucrative career by setting your own hours and choosing when and where you work. However, the downside to this is having to motivate yourself on a daily basis and not having a supervisor to answer to. When you work as a freelance copywriter, it is up to you to remain productive and motivate yourself to complete your sales copy and other content you have been assigned. One of the toughest parts of learning anything new is doing it the first time. It seems like no matter how many books you read, courses you take, or workshops you visit, you'll never be ready for all the practical hurdles. That's one of the reasons it's so important to take decisive action in life. By expecting your inevitable failures and mistakes, you can reach success more quickly. But in copywriting, failure means trouble for yourself and your client. That's why it's so important to think about these practical issues and how to solve them. Quality collateral. Your collateral isn't just limited to business cards. Things like contracts, proposals, and questionnaires might seem mundane, but they can save you lots of headaches down the road. When you present useful documentation that your client didn't think that you needed, you're establishing that you're a professional who is prepared for these issues, which is vital even if you're new to freelance copywriting. Make your proposals and contracts pop visually, and make them unique to you if you have the time. Client revision. You haven't felt pain until you've had to wait 3 weeks for a very busy client to take 3 weeks to evaluate your copy and make a payment. You can feel powerless, especially if you fried your eyes late at night trying to boost their business, only to learn that they don't come close to reciprocating your effort. Of course, sometimes there are clients that don't revise well. Either they demand you to make revisions that don't work, or they're indecisive, constantly tweaking their work and their opinion of it, until you've sunk huge amounts of time and resources into it. You have a lot less leverage dealing with the client once you've started working together, so be firm before you start working together. State a prearranged number of revisions before a surcharge kicks in, and make sure the client knows that approving the work and paying for it is a priority. You should also remember to add a little loose time for issues like this when calculating how much time you'll spend writing. If all else fails, give the client a refund and move on. It can be painful to return money that you need, especially if the work is half completed. But in the long term, you have to grow your business by creating new content and marketing, not endlessly revising to satisfy a single client. Keeping track of your work. It's an exciting, fist-pumping thrill when you take on your first couple of clients, but eventually they start to stack up. Once you're juggling 4 or 5 projects at once, all in different stages of completion, all with different research to rifle through, and all with clients who want to know how things are coming on a daily basis, you'll understand why so many in-demand copywriters push work off to their students. Poor organization can doom your business no matter how good of a writer you are. Keep track of the status of your clients using a color-coded spreadsheet. Keep track of the date you started, the target date of completion, a rough estimate of how much total time you've spent on the project, and what jobs are or might be coming up. You should also keep track of payments, deposits, outstanding invoices, business-related expenses, and other miscellany using dedicated financial software like Quicken or TurboTax. Remember that when you're self-employed, you're responsible for staying compliant with the law. Contingency plan. Stuff happens. Constantly. Your power goes out. Your internet gets disconnected. Someone hacks your website or email. You need a new laptop, desktop, power cable, or printer. During these times, it's important not to get frustrated, and preparation is your best defense against frustration. Make a list of all the important tools you need to run your business and ask yourself, what would you do if you didn't have them? If something is irreplaceable to your business, make sure that you have a copy or a backup somewhere in your house or on the internet. It's impossible to plan for everything, but it's impossible not to mitigate your risks when you think ahead. Finally, give a little thought to the programs you use in your regular work as a copywriter. Make sure every application you use has a backup or autosave function enabled.